Hey everybody, John Pluskina here, and this is an open letter to Jill Stein, candidate for president for the Green Party of the United States. Now, for a couple months now, I've been mentioning that Jill Stein was my second choice for president. If things had turned out a little bit differently, like let's say Donald Trump had lost the Republican nomination and the election was Hillary Clinton versus Jeb Bush, I'd be shilling for Jill Stein right now. Because whatever else you can say about her, and for all my disagreements with her, she's a real outsider, and we desperately need one of those to fight the political establishment. And the system fights Jill Stein differently than they fight Donald Trump. With Trump, they just fall all over themselves, attacking him, trying to destroy him, trying to ruin his reputation. Whereas with Jill Stein, they can just ignore her. With her, that's the most effective technique they can use, and it has taken her out of the race, essentially. I see Jill Stein the way that the Inglorious Bastards saw Hugo Stiglitz. She has a ton of potential, and it's time for her now to step up her game and go pro. And here's how she should do it. Jill Stein, conquer the Democratic Party, destroy its establishment, and remake it in your image. This is how I see Donald Trump. Donald Trump was a third-party candidate that ran a successful campaign for the nomination of the Republican Party. And the Republican Party is fighting against Donald Trump just as hard as the Democrats are. And that is a big surprise to some people, but not for me, because I've had my eye on the establishment for some time. The entrenched interests are fighting to protect themselves. That's what they do. Now, the reason why Trump was able to persevere wasn't because he had more money than Jill Stein. It was mostly because of his personality. Trump is kind of like a human battering ram. He can take all of the punishment and take all of the abuse, but then still have some energy left to keep fighting after it's over. And I think that a candidate like Jill Stein can succeed using unconventional funding tools that are available now over the internet. I'm kind of like a social media philosopher. I can show Jill Stein how to do this. Tap into the rage and the youthful enthusiasm of Bernie supporters. Fund your campaign with $20 and $50 donations from everyday Americans. Turn your most loyal supporters into catalysts for leaderless organizations. And wage asymmetrical warfare on the Democratic Party establishment. Now keep in mind, I'm saying this as somebody who is deeply philosophically opposed to Jill Stein's political ideology. I'm an anarchist. I don't acknowledge the moral authority of state power because it's based in violence, whereas Jill Stein seems to want to use the government to solve just about every social problem that she can think of. But sometimes there's things that are more important than political ideology, and to me, the circumstances that we're in right now are one of those times. That's why I accept all the things that I disagree with about Donald Trump. But I would much rather debate Jill Stein's cockamamie idea to print money to give college tuition away to millennials than struggle by the skin of my teeth and by my fingernails to defeat Hillary Clinton, who verifiably has committed horrible crimes, who did immense damage to third world nations through her work with the Clinton Foundation and by inflicting her foreign policy on the world as Secretary of State, and who has basically brought us to the brink of nuclear war with Russia for no apparent reason. The political establishment must be defeated, and I would be proud to stand with Jill Stein against the establishment of the Democratic Party, because the establishment doesn't own either political party. These parties are institutions that are part of American culture, and ultimately they belong to us. It's time for us to take them back. I'm doing my part right now with Donald Trump, and in the next election cycle, I would be proud to do my part with Jill Stein. So I would like to invite her on my show after the election when nobody else is really paying attention. She's probably not got too much to do. Come on my show and brainstorm with me about how we can make this happen. I'm genuinely sincere about this. I really would help you in any way that I could. And I know that my YouTube channel is small right now, but it's growing rapidly, and this is a long-term project. I could be a key ally. So, as always, it's a harsh world out there, my friends. Keep thinking of creative outside-the-box solutions like this.